Welcome to Meteora!
When most people think of Greece, their minds instantly wander to iconic islands, whitewashed buildings, turquoise waters, and endless sunshine. But what if I told you that the mainland has landscapes so otherworldly they look like they belong in a fantasy novel? Welcome to Meteora, a place where history, spirituality, and nature come together in a way that will leave you utterly speechless. In today's vlog, I'm taking you on an incredible 2-day journey from Athens to Meteora, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most awe-inspiring places you'll ever see. From its rich history to its jaw-dropping views, this is mainland Greece like you've never experienced before. Let's dive in. Okay, so I've made it to Meteora. I don't know if you can see, but I've got this beautiful view behind me. It's incredible, already I'm so excited to explore. I've literally just got here, I had a quick shower. I came here from Athens, so I got on a bus this morning. It was a 5-hour bus from Athens, which wasn't too bad to be honest. Got here kind of just after 1, so I'm just gonna go and find something to eat, and then I've got a sunset tour this afternoon, which I'm excited about. So let's do a little room tour. It's basic, but it's nice. Got the beds here. It's just me on my own, so I've got 2 beds to choose from, so that's nice. Let me show you the bathroom. Got a whole bathtub, which I love a hotel bath. I might treat myself to a bath later, so that's nice. Yeah, the room's basic, but let me show you the real showstopper. The best thing about this room is the view. Look at that. And you can see isn't that incredible? I'm so excited to go explore. Okay, so I'm at my hotel in Meteora. I've got this gorgeous view behind me, and I just wanted to talk a bit about why I'm here and how I got here. So this is actually a 2-day tour from Athens, which I booked through a company called GetYourGuide, which is basically a platform for all different local tour providers. It just helps you find the best experiences and best tours in the area that you're visiting. I use it all the time, and I have done for years, and I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't. This isn't sponsored content, but I do want to give full disclosure and full transparency. Basically, I did some, I guess you'd call it UGC work, user-generated content for them, a little while ago during my trip to Amsterdam. So basically, I just wrote some insider tips for their website, and one of the ways, I did a few other things for them, but one of the ways that they paid me was to give me a load of vouchers for future travel with them, which it is a little bit controversial because some people say you shouldn't accept that because you can't pay your rent with that. You can't pay your rent with free stuff, which is fair. But for me, I use GetYourGuide every time I travel, so I knew that I would use them. So for me, it kind of felt like money in my pocket. So here today during my Greece trip, that's how I paid for this experience. So I didn't actually pay any money for this. I essentially got it for free because of the work I did in the past when I monetized my past travels. So yeah, like I said, this isn't sponsored, but I do love GetYourGuide. I just think they're a great platform, and you can find if you want to support small businesses and stuff, you can find local tours and stuff through them. And even though you book it through the platform, you can still tip your local guides and things like that. So you're still supporting the local economy, but it just makes it easier to find the experiences, because that's what I'm all about, is having those unique travel experiences. And I found so many cool things for GetYourGuide that I wouldn't have found elsewhere, if I was just looking on my own. So I do really recommend it as a platform. I really like it. Meteora means suspended in the air in Greek, and it is a breathtaking complex of rock formations and monasteries located in central Greece. These towering pillars of sandstone were formed over 60 million years ago through natural geological processes, but what makes Meteora truly extraordinary is the history built upon them. In the 14th century, Orthodox monks sought refuge in this remote area to escape persecution. They built monasteries high atop the rocks, creating one of the most important spiritual centres in Greece. At its peak, Meteora was home to 24 monasteries, though today only 6 remain active. Each monastery is a testament to human perseverance, faith, and ingenuity. Beyond its religious significance, Meteora is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's recognised for its stunning natural beauty and its cultural importance. Visitors from all over the world come here to experience its tranquility, to learn about the history, and to marvel at the incredible harmony made between nature and human craftsmanship. So I've just come for a tour in Meteora. It's part of like I'm on like a 2-day tour, and this is like a tour within a tour. So it said it was like the sunset hiking tour. So I literally just thought we were going to go for like a hike to a viewpoint and then watch sunset. I didn't realize we were actually going to be visiting any of the monasteries, so like I am not dressed appropriately at all. I'm just wearing like a t-shirt and shorts because I thought we were just hiking, which is fine. They do offer like long skirts and stuff inside that you can borrow so you can cover up, but I still felt a bit embarrassed like going in and like, because they've got like a nun there like that you see to like go in, so I felt like I was just being disrespectful, to be honest. And then we turned up at the same time as like 5 big tour buses, so like hundreds of people were going in, and people were being really rude. Like a lady shoved me for no reason. Like the line isn't going to go any faster if you push. But anyway, then I got to the front of the line and I went to pay my ticket, and I realized that like I'd left my purse back at the hotel, so I don't actually have any cash with me. And like they don't take cards, so you can only like enter if you pay that cash. So I've not been able to go inside the monastery, but it's fine, to be honest. Like, I'd rather be out here in nature anyway. It's really, really pretty, as you can see, and I'm just gonna wander around for a while. I really enjoyed this visit to the Byzantine church. We weren't allowed to take videos or pictures inside, which is really unfortunate because it was stunning. I'm not personally religious, but I did go to Christian school, so I recognized a lot of the stories from the Bible that were being told in the murals on the walls, and I just found it absolutely fascinating. The tour took us to a lot of viewpoints where we could not only see the monasteries but also see the caves that the monks used before they built the monasteries. So they used to live in these caves, and it's crazy to think that people actually survived up there. They're so high up and so like open to the elements. But at the time, the monks were sort of being persecuted for their faith, so they didn't really have any choice. And they also came here because they felt like the rocks were higher, they were closer to God. I don't know, I guess it made sense for them to live in a cave. But it was super fascinating to see and to hear the stories of like how they actually like got up there in the first place, like how long they lived there. People actually lived in these caves until like fairly recently, way more recent than you would think. So these holes in the mountains that you can see like up here, those are caves that people used to live in, like the monks a few hundred years ago used to live in those. And the way they used to climb up to them is they would use vinegar to like throw the rock to make like, you know, little holes so you could put your hands and your feet in so you could climb up. And then like one monk would go up and then he would like have ropes and nets with him and stuff. So he would go up, he would like secure the ropes and that, and then he would drop a net down and like pull the other monks up in the net. And it was like, I don't know, I just think that's kind of super interesting and crazy at the same time. So I wanted to share that with you. I really love driving around to all the different viewpoints. Like, my camera roll is just full of pictures because you just wanted to stop and take a picture every like 5 seconds. Like everywhere you look, every angle, there's something different to marvel at. Like the way the light hits the monasteries, especially as it was coming up to you, like the golden hour lighting, everything just looked absolutely magical.
final stop was Sunset Rock, which has become one of the most popular places in Greece to watch the sunset. Our guide said it was like almost as popular as Santorini at this point. Although, to be honest, I didn't find it that crowded. It was way more crowded when I watched the sunset at the Poseidon Temple in Athens. But the view here was amazing. Like, the landscape looked unreal. I literally sent a photo to my friend and he told me that he thought that I had photoshopped it. Like, he did not believe that it was real. The landscapes kind of reminded me of the film Avatar, like with the way the cliffs just like come up out of the earth. But yeah, this was definitely one of the best sunsets I've ever seen in my life. Like, I am a sucker for sunsets. I have gone and found the best sunset spots everywhere that I go, all over the world. This is definitely one of the best. I highly recommend adding this to your bucket list straight away. And we saw loads of wildlife too. We even saw this like fox, which was really tame and came right up to us. Overall, it was just an absolutely beautiful experience and one of my favorite things that I did in Greece. It's like a memory that's going to last with me for a really long time.
Good morning. So I've just had my coffee out on the balcony and like watched the sunrise over the mountains. It was like stunning. Yesterday was amazing. We went to all these different like viewpoints and we went inside one of the monasteries. Well, I didn't because I didn't have cash, but I went inside one of the churches. It was absolutely gorgeous. You weren't allowed to take pictures inside. It's called the Byzantine Church and it's really one of the most beautiful churches I've ever seen. Like, every single inch of the walls and ceilings were just like covered in like these murals like depicting scenes from the Bible, like Jesus turning water into wine and like the crucifixion, Judas betraying Christ, like all these different scenes from the Bible. It was just covering the walls and ceiling. It was, oh, I wish you could take pictures so I could show you guys, but you're just gonna have to listen to my like not so great description of it. It reminded me a bit of like the Rila monastery, which I saw in Bulgaria, so maybe I'll pop up some of my photos from there and you can kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about. But it was a similar kind of vibe, absolutely gorgeous. And then we went to several viewpoints. We were in the van, we weren't hiking, so I was wearing my hiking outfit when I should have been wearing my like pretty outfit for photos. So today I'm going to be wearing my pretty outfit, so I hope we're not hiking. Otherwise your girl's going to be hiking in a dress and just have to deal with it. But yeah, it was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Like, I've been to some pretty stunning places around the world and like that easily ranks in my top 5. It was like breathtaking, like breathtakingly beautiful. Did not look real. I definitely recommend it. Some tips if you're coming here is that you need your own transportation or you need to be on a tour. Like, there's no way I could have done this independently. Like, I like to do things independently as much as possible, but with this, like, unless you have your own car, like, there would be no way to get around to all the monasteries and things. So you definitely need transport. So that's why the tour was a great option for me and I would highly recommend it. Yeah, the only other thing is bring cash, because you need cash to get into the monasteries, and wear appropriate outfits for the monasteries. Like, they do have like cover-ups if you don't. So I think the dress code is, for men you have to have shoulders and no shorts above the knees, and for women you have to basically just be completely covered and you can't wear like leggings or jeans. You have to have like a long skirt. It has to be a skirt, and yeah, obviously again, cover your shoulders. I'm looking forward to today. Like, I've literally just got up, so that's why no makeup, hair's a mess. I'm gonna get ready now. Breakfast is at like 7:30 here at the hotel, and then I think we're getting picked up for the tour at 8:30. I am gonna wear my nice dress and just risk it. Trying to decide whether to wear my hair extensions. It wasn't that windy yesterday, so I think I can get away with it. Yeah, I'm excited to see what we're gonna see today.
So on our second day, the tour focused more on going inside the actual monasteries rather than yesterday. We were mainly looking at viewpoints and kind of just getting an overview of the place. Today we visited almost every monastery. They were all so beautiful. Some of them, like, honestly were so breathtaking. They literally moved me to tears, and I'm not even like religiously inclined, so that was weird. But it just goes to show like how stunning they were, and the atmosphere inside and how moving it was. I also really enjoyed the views from the monasteries. Like, I can definitely see why the monks felt like they were close to God here. Like, the landscape is just incredible, and the view you get, and it's one of the most beautiful places in the world as far as I'm concerned. It was like incredibly interesting to see each monastery. Some were run just by nuns, some were run just by the monks. They have pretty strict rules, like on the dress code. In one place I saw a man being given a skirt to cover up because he was wearing shorts that were kind of deemed a little too short. So they do have skirts to cover up, and also I would recommend bringing something to go over your shoulders. But honestly, it's just about being respectful, so as long as you're dressed respectfully, you shouldn't have a problem. Each monastery is unique. For example, the Great Meteora Monastery, the largest and the oldest, was established in the 14th century and served as a spiritual haven and played a key role during times of hardship, particularly during the Ottoman occupation. The monks not only preserved their faith, but also safeguarded Greek culture, art and knowledge during these turbulent times. The history of Varlam Monastery is fascinating. It was named after the monk who first scaled the rock in the 14th century. Though his initial efforts were abandoned, centuries later 2 brothers completed his vision, creating one of Meteora's most beautiful monasteries. To transport materials for construction, the monks used rope baskets and pulleys, which is an incredible feat of engineering when you consider the sheer height of these rocks. So legend has it that the ropes can only be replaced when the Lord lets them break, which just goes to show like how strong the monks' faith was whilst they were building these places.
So I've just stopped to catch my breath. Like, you can see there are so many steps that I have to climb up. This is the I think it's called Grand Meteora, the Grand Monastery of Meteora. I just visited Varlam, which was unbelievably gorgeous, so pretty. Now I'm at this one. I'm gonna turn the camera around, let me show you the step. The bus dropped us up there, and then you come down these steps all the way down there. I sort of stopped for pictures down here, and then you kind of come across and you go around. That's Varlam over there, and then you come up these steps, and then you've got all these, and then way up there is the monastery. Yeah, these are so gorgeous. We're not hiking, thankfully. We've got a van that takes us around to all the monasteries. I've got cash today, so actually able to go inside. They're full of like these beautiful frescoes, absolutely stunning, so pretty. Like, it's definitely one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in the world, easily top 5. You can tell I'm like blown away by how gorgeous it is here. Oh, there are so many stairs. Oh my gosh. Almost there. Which is the third one of the day. This one is a nunnery, so they were a little more strict on the dress code. They asked me to cover up a little more, which is fine. Totally get that. It's so beautiful. Again, you can't take pictures inside, but it's so beautiful. This one gone inside. I think my favourite was the Grand Monastery. It was so beautiful. Like, I'm not even a practicing Christian, but I felt so like there was like, I don't know, I felt closer to a higher power in there, and like it was moving, like it almost moved me to tears. I think I'm just really emotional, but yeah, that is how beautiful it is and how spectacular. So definitely worth going inside. Not just like, if you come here, like, don't just come for the views, like actually do go inside the monasteries. So I finished my tour for the morning, checked out my hotel. I just had a really nice lunch in town. This is the main town, you can see behind me. It's called Kalambaka. I'll write it up on the screen, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right. It's a cute little town, there's not much here. I've got like about 3 hours now until my bus back to Athens, so I've got some time to kill. I think I'm just gonna go for a walk around and see what I can find. I think somebody said to me there was a museum, like a Meteora museum, so I might see if I can find that. Other than that, I don't know what I'm gonna do for 3 hours. But yeah, I'm really glad I came here. It was never on my radar. I actually, when I was planning this Greek trip, I kind of asked my followers on Instagram if anyone had any recommendations, and a couple of people, well, a bunch of people actually were like, oh, you gotta go to Meteora, you gotta go. So that's like the only reason I came here, is because people suggested it. So if you were one of the ones who suggested it, thank you, because I'm so glad I came here. Like, it is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, and like, I've been to some pretty stunning places, but this is definitely like in the top 5 most beautiful places I've ever been in the world. It was just stunning. Like, I can't even describe how beautiful it was. Like, not just the views, but like inside the monasteries, everything is gorgeous. Yeah, really glad I came here. So final thoughts on Meteora: 100% worth a visit. If you're in Greece, come here. Make sure you have cash. There's like one ATM in town, but everywhere kind of takes cash, so make sure you bring cash with you. Make sure you come with appropriate clothing. So if you're going to visit the monasteries, you need to have your shoulders and your knees covered, and everything in between, obviously. Yeah, I think those are my main tips, really. Like, it's pretty easy to get here. Like, the tours are so well run, and like everything's really well organized, so I definitely recommend a tour, especially if you're a solo traveler, or especially if you don't have your own vehicle, because you just can't do it without your own vehicle. You have to do a tour. And I'll link the tour that I did in the description below. That is an affiliate link, which that just means if you do book it, I'll get a small commission, but like at no extra cost to you. So I'll link that down below, as well as like all the details. And yeah, you should definitely come here. Really recommend it. This is like only the second vlog, like travel vlog, I've ever made, so please feel free to leave me some comments. Let me know what you like, what you want to see more of. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Yeah, just help me out. You know, hit the like button, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next one.